signed up, and just as a reminder, if you sign up in advance, you have 5 minutes to talk, to speak on a topic. And if you wanted to talk this evening and you're not signed up, you have 3 minutes, according to our policy. Ms. Gill.
Good afternoon, board members. One, I am here to discuss an item number on the agenda for Mr. Dorsey, your education committee. And it falls under your bag, it's the yoga bag, sorry. So I have a couple of concerns. One, I looked into this system. The fact that the children cannot have access to a phone, which would be great if it was just during classroom time, I'm all for that. But to have my child's phone locked, and from what I'm understanding, it's going to be outside of the building to unlock the phones. One, that's too much congestion in the front of the building. You are setting them up for an opportunity to fight even more so in that scenario, because you know these kids are going to want to get to those phones. Two, after some of the serious situations that I have dealt with myself in this district, I as a parent do not feel safe if my child can't reach me, because I've had some serious issues and we all know this. So if my child cannot reach me at the appropriate time, now she's in her phone in a classroom, she should be punished, because that is not the time or the place. But if there's a dire situation where my child needs something, what if she forgets her inhaler? What if cheer things? There are things like that that I'm telling you that sound crazy that parents think about. These are very much concerning for me, because where's my child's safety being upheld? Where's my child's rights being protected at this point? Because I've run into some serious issues. I think that, and I'm very concerned, who's responsible for carrying these pouches? Are they supposed to go home with these children? Because that's not going in my house. I don't want that item in my house. I didn't agree to pay for that item. I do not want that item in my house. My daughters are going to be refused, and if they refuse, are they going to be punished? Because for my daughter's safety. And I'm sorry, we do have some serious issues going on, and this goes into, like, if you were trying to implement this into the elementary school, that would be a cause for concerns. And the sad part is something needs to be done in the elementary school, because they are recording fights in the bathroom at the elementary level. Let me remind you of this. My daughters have come home from the beginning of the school year to now. Their grades have come down. They're more anxious. And I want to know why. Is it because we were made a target? There's only one person who responded to my email. And I've asked everybody to let me know if you got my email. I wasn't playing. Did any of you, as board members, going to announce if you got my email? I sent it over Valentine's. And please do not lie, because I CC'd a lot of people in. Because I'm holding you all accountable. You held me accountable. I want to know who's accountable for keeping my children safe. To be told that I can't find out who let CYS speak to my daughter just to make sure she knew that she was safe. She was 7 years old. 7. That is a concern, because she didn't even know she had the right to have a guidance counselor or somebody she trusted in there. Where's that mental health crisis there? Do we want to address these issues? Because these are my kids. I've been advocating for every student in this district for months, for years, and I've been met with backlash. I've been trying to bridge the gap. I've been trying to set up meetings. All I've been met with was smoke and backdoor answers, and I'm done. My children were put in harm's way. Now I fear as a parent to send my children to this district every day. We have parents who are wanting to move because their non-violent children are now becoming violent in the elementary because of the bullying. The things that I've been trying to address, but we don't want to hear me because I'm not on the same education level or the same political level. No. I'm hands-on in the community, and that's where I'm comfortable. But I'm also a voice for this community, and I'm a voice for my own children. Where was the advocacy for my children when they addressed serious issues? All we got met with was a drug test, which was an issue that we dealt with the DA 2 years prior when the students brought the weed into your building, when I brought it up. So when did we mandate report any of that? We didn't follow protocol when everybody had the video of the guns. When I showed you the videos of the students literally was shaking out her bra. So who's going to be held accountable for anything that's going on in this district? I've told you I do not want to sue. I've been directed that I can sue more than once. But we want to play games, right? Where is it fair for a parent who has been advocating for the students and trying to bridge the gap that you literally met me with nothing but adversity? I have been a target. Do you realize that technically I'm like a whistleblower, technically, because I mentioned the nepotism? And we won't even get started into that, because I have it tied up.
One more minute.
That's fine. Then we have 13 counselors. We pay for 13 counselors in this building, but yet the bullying's worse in the elementary? Isn't that a cause for concern? 13 mental health counselors. What's it helping? Honestly.
Thank you. Anyone else would like to speak? Okay, thank you. Superintendent?
Yes. We have an art show, it's the elementary school that will be held on Thursday, March 20th, from 5 to 7. So anyone who's interested in attending, please come and see some of this artwork that's displayed. And thank you to Mr. Houston for organizing that. Congratulations to Skylar Gates on her 1,000-point accomplishment. Chantel Little, she presented at the Improving School Performance Conference and was fabulous, so huge thank you to Chantel. She's a true asset to our district. We have a motivational speaker, Morris Morrison, who's going to be coming to the county and presenting at 3 of our county schools. He will be with us at Brownsville on March 11th, and he will be talking about forward thinking, growth owning, opportunity, and he will also be speaking to our 5th grade students with their parents. They'll be invited as well, so they'll have a separate.
What's his background? I can't remember.
He's a motivational speaker. I don't know what his educational background is, but probably 10 years ago. Yeah, I listened to him speak when I was still teaching. He was wonderful. Had him in as an administrator. He's been here before, I think under Savini, brought him in, and he's well received. Congratulations to BAHS, Michaela, for winning the first place medal at the Skills USA District Competition. That's with our Fayette County CTI. And the following middle school and high school students participated in a regional Pennsylvania Junior Academy of Science competition at Penn West University on Saturday. We had grade 11, Elizabeth McCune, Caitlin Miskey, and Emily Dolan. Grade 9, Olivia Seeley, Tavian Terinsky, Nonali Bryant, Emily Bailey. Grade 8 is Chase Beck, Ariana Johnson, Reagan Gammon, and Gianna Pinardi. Grade 7, Todd Settles, John Kovach, Jillian Little, and Daryl Redmond. Mrs. Kovach and Mrs. Lasik are very proud of these students who go above and beyond what is expected as a Brownsville student. They've spent countless hours preparing, and this year we had a record number of participants. 10 of these students placed first, and they will be competing at the state level in May at Penn State University. This is also a record number for our school district. Mrs. Lasik would like to thank Mrs. Kovach, who sets the foundation in the scientific method for our middle school students. Most of the students begin PJAS in the middle school, and they continue through their high school years. And then to piggyback off Ms. Kate Kovach, congratulations to her for being a regional winner in the Shell Science Lab Regional Challenge. She will receive a Science Lab makeover support package valued at $20,000, and she's looking into an outdoor classroom for our district. So this was a huge award for her. And thanks again to Kay.
Just on that, because I was there with Cal the other day when he did that, which is also really cool about PGAS, is these kids compete every year. When they become a senior, they're gonna get like several $100s in cash because they competed. The more years they compete, the more money they get when they're a senior. So that's pretty cool. They hand out some serious ass checks on to all the seniors that day.
And a record number of students this year. So
Yes.
Right.
I still forget them enough.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. In your packet, you'll see the board minutes for January 20.
Mr. President,
Yes.
if I may intervene.
Oh, yes, sir. Sorry.
I'd like to, under transportation, I'd like to clear up something before we even get started. As Transportation Committee Chairman, I'm kind of at my wit's end now with the traffic. It's jeopardizing our employees. And I think, Ms. Salker, that happened to you the other day. Would I be correct?
Well, I'm not Sokka, okay?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It was about 2 weeks ago. I was And here comes this elementary parent barreling through the stop sign. Like, it's bad out here. It's bad at 9 o'clock in the morning, 8:30 to 9 o'clock around this bend. But I don't understand, when I left here today, I realized that the high school kids get out at 2:20. So why can't the parents park in that parking lot, pick their kids up? They would just have to walk across the street.
Marcy, I've had, for the last 2 years, things worked out. Some of it was changing, some of it was getting better. But right now, the things that I see, security getting cussed at, throwing the finger, going through stop signs, going around, until we start citing the parents, and even some of our own people, this is not gonna stop. Someone's going to get hurt. It's gonna be one of our kids. Because in the morning at 7 a.m., not one parent's, but they're supposed to stop down here where Mr. Yakuba has the sign, student drop off. They're dropping off back here because they gotta go around everybody to get to work. I could care less if they have to go to work. My job is to worry about 1,600 students. Until we start to do something, Mr. Board members, and I don't know, we have to start citing them. Well, we have the power to cite them.
But all due respect, we do pay somebody $1 more an hour, which is 40 hours a week, $40 a week,
Correct.
times 36 weeks. So we're talking about $1,570 a year, and they're not citing anybody?
We have 2 officers that can cite that, it's Mr. Hamilton and Mr. Mavarone. The rest are either Act 235 or they're our security.
Well, let me ask.
And right now, it's more than anything that could happen in this school. What's happening out here in the morning that I've seen for 180 days is
It's
getting
bad.
worse by the day. Friday, a student almost get, it just doesn't matter, because the parents are gonna drop that kid off and they wanna see how fast they can get out there.
If
It'll
we
go-
have two people that can cite,
We do.
are they out there?
They're not out there.
Then
Maybe
why
they-
aren't they out
Well,
there?
that's
If
something
they
we
can
don't-
cite these people, they need to be out there. Maybe as a board, we need to put that on the agenda, because if we can't get people to follow through with what needs done, then maybe we need to put it on the agenda and vote on it, that they be out there in the morning, they be out there in the afternoon.
And I'm all for that. We're gonna bring 2 officers in to speak here, or either in the executive session or here, because I've seen them get knocked down, I've seen them get spit on, I've seen them get thrown the finger, I gotta go to work. 5 years ago, 6 years ago, kid got hit out here, fractured his leg, the parent kept going because she gotta go to work. Lucky our kids got the license now. I see this gonna happen here, far worse than a lot of other things going on here. I don't know how to stop it. You can put a wall up, they're gonna find a way around it. Until we start to cite them.
Once again, I've said multiple times, they do not come on the property until the buses leave.
That's what we did in
I gotta tell you, so
95.
wait, and I like that, and I sent an email to all the board members, like, when I was up here last week, I had to drop my daughter off at 3 o'clock for a volleyball game. And the way the elementary school is releasing, I think they do the parents first, but then all the buses are parked in front of the high school and the middle school, waiting for that to go, and then they load in the back.
It's a vortex.
It was literally gridlock up here. When that was all going on, like, parents couldn't get out, like, I left, and had to go the opposite way against traffic. And then, what my concern would be is when the spring sports start, which is soon, there's gonna have to be a ton of kids out here. I would love for us to say, you know what, parents? Wait outside, let's line those buses up first, and punch those buses out of here, and then bring the parents on campus to get their kids. That just makes way too much sense for me.
Some of our
It's
own
gonna be
people
safe.
telling the parents, go ahead and go.
Yeah.
Holding the parents up because I got someone waiting coming across the bridge right now.
Yeah.
Let's hold the buses up because it's my friend.
Yeah.
That shit's gotta stop.
Yeah.
And I can tell you right now, Dr. Martin has made every effort to try to resolve things. It seems like it's fallen on deaf ears. And I'm to the point that I talked to you last week, Ross, I said, I'm about ready to step down. I had enough. Someone's gonna get hurt, and I'm not gonna be responsible. So I've got 2 officers. We have dismissal at 2:20, am I right, Kevin? There's 1 officer trying to direct parents, teachers, buses, vans trying to get out. It can't happen. I said this, it can't happen. You gotta get some of the officers out of the elementary up here for a half hour to direct traffic. And not talk to the parents, get them out of here. Get the buses out of here. And if the buses are wrong, we'll discipline them too, because you guys know how I feel. I turn my own people in, I don't care. The safety of these students is where I'm about. And I'm 2 years of this, and enough is enough, and something's gonna happen.
Mr. Brashear, what do you think about having a, transportation committee meeting with Mr. Hamilton and
All
some of
for
the
it.
officers?
All for it, Doctor, all for it.
And maybe we can get with you to see what works for you, and maybe we can make that announcement.
Just so I'm not spouting off of I'd like to bring Officer Brian and Officer Kevin. Would you try to speak, let them speak, and say,
That's fine, sure.
come on up here. Tell us what you guys, is he here, both of them, what's happened? You know, and the part of, I see it. It's not like I'm listening to them. I
Parents
see it.
just don't care.
They just
It's
don't.
more or less. They don't care who, what, as long as they can do what they want. And I agree with what you said, you two said. The best thing is, shut the gates, keep them off there till 3 o'clock. Once our buses are gone, vans are gone, open it up, they can come up and get the kids.
Yep.
And like that.
Charlotte, I went to Charlotte
Because
Volleyball
it's-
game last year, that's exactly the way they
it's
were.
so
They were-
bad.
Cause I got to point, they're like, hey, wait till these buses ride.
I've been bringing that up now for over a year. Instead of us going through this month after month after month discussing this, shut the gates. Shut the gates.
Really,
That
it's
becomes
becoming an everyday issue. I can tell you, I'm out there every day in the afternoon. I have traffic coming at me from 3 different directions. So what we did was we went ahead and we coned off everything to the left of the crosswalk is where students are crossing the dismissal line. So we don't want employees who are leaving and parents who are coming to pick up crossing, driving where that crosswalk is.
I love the morning thing you put up with that, I love that, but you're right, same thing, the parents are still stopping that.
Yeah. I mean, honestly, we either need to do what the suggestion was, in my opinion, is to keep everybody off until the buses and vans are out, or we need all hands on deck out there.
It's like, stop letting them dictate what goes on our property. It's like they think that they have right to do what they want, when they want, no matter what we say or
It's not all
anybody
parents.
says.
It's not all parents. When they want every day, they have to go around the buses, squeeze in between the buses. while they're unloaded. I watched the officer yesterday. I
Right.
watched the officer yesterday, tell a car to go left.
We didn't have elementary.
One at a time.
High school or middle school.
Mr. President,
I agree.
I was saying, I watched the cars yesterday where an officer put his hand out to stop. You know what they got? F you! And they went around the buses and squeezed between the buses and the, this officer can't leave. He leaves his post, there's nobody to stop that traffic. The high school officers were all, we've gotta get everybody out.
Yeah.
Everybody gotta come out.
I really would like to.
Turn our back out there, like to put out a cone or something, the cars just go right past. We can tell them go this way, if we turn our back, they're going that way. So, I mean, it's,
We
Mr.
had
Brashear.
someone today that you got going around here about 60 miles an hour.
It's all the time.
Yeah, they gotta get here before 2 o'clock, because they gotta pick up little Billy or Joey and get them, and they don't want them to walk from here to there. So they gotta squeeze their car. They're all in handicap parking.
And that's the thing though, it's like, why are you here a half hour before? You can't get them until that time.
Oh, I agree.
So why are you sitting here for 45 minutes?
and it's not every parent, we do have parents that comply with.
I don't-
Yeah, it's a very good parent.
But my question, I don't even know which way to go anymore, because it's been changed so much. Do we come in this way? Do we come in this way? Because half the parents come this way, you leave this way. Which way is the right way anymore?
Well, obviously, you're fighting a losing battle, because we keep talking about.
Well, yeah, and
Shut the gates.
I think what I'd like to see happen is, Mr. Brashear, if you could call a transportation committee meeting, and include the key people that you think, and we could publicize it, and any parents that like to attend conference. And I'd like to see some options.
Yes,
Right,
absolutely.
from the committee, and then, to your point, Mr. Dorsey, then we can vote and have it as, you know, as an item on the
It has to
agenda.
be everybody together, Bob.
Yeah.
It's a matter, it's getting, it's not getting better, it's getting worse by the day. If I wouldn't be in transportation, I wouldn't see none of it. So, this would be an issue when I see it. It just reheats me that I can't do anything about it. I'm board member, I cannot intervene.
I see, yeah, I agree, every month. I see this as, you have a child,
discuss
on,
this.
keep every car off of there.
Because, I mean, I understand your point,
Simple.
but I
Let's
think
be the parent.
we need to have, you're right, but I think we need to hear from different sides and constituents. And what I would like the transportation committee.
And you know
and the
who's gonna
chair
come to that
bring-
meeting? All the parents that are running the stop signs and zooming around, and
And
we're
that's,
gonna hear from
and
them.
that's fine, but I think Mr. Bashir bringing your findings back to the board, I think would be very valuable.
It will be, and kudos to Mr. Young, because he's tried every which way to make things work. And he's out there every day in the dark. And worse, ladies and gentlemen, when it's dark, it's even worse. It's even worse. So, from my point, people say, well, you work for transportation. I show no mercy. And my board members know, bus driver does something wrong, he's getting written up. Not for me, for my business. But, you know, the bus driver was accused, what was it the other day, Jerry, of hitting a student? He didn't hit that student. That parent chased that bus driver all the way to McDonald's. And then said the bus driver surrounded her van. All right? Now, one thing was true, because the camera showed she wasn't even on the property. But when the bus driver told the young boy, please don't cross in front of my bus, he did it. Then you stopped it. He did it. Then he got on his phone and called mommy. Mommy was waiting down at Giorgio's for that bus and chased him all the way to McDonald's. Is that what we want our people and our teachers to have happen? So we have to start citing people. That's the way, and I'll have that meeting, Bob.
Yeah.
And we'll do something.
And I think that needs to be a big part of it, the actual citation.
Yeah, I think if we have the power to cite, you cite a few of them, it'll stop. It'll stop. You can't be their friend because you just can't be. You have to run it as a business.
And,
People call me, Bob, we all gotta worry about 1,600 students, not two, not one. And if our teachers and administrators are getting assaulted verbally, but, that's gotta stop too. They should be banned off school property.
absolutely. And I agree, and to Mr. Dorsey's point, which is a good point, right? And I think the board is hopefully moving in a direction where we are implementing actions, not continuing to talk in circles. So point well taken.
Yes, and I commend the superintendent, she's in a rebuild mode.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Absolutely.
She's handling everything on a day-to-day basis. I see it after 29, that's a tough job, trying to appease 1,000 people, right?
Well,
I'm
thank
done
you.
with my rant, Mr.
No,
President.
it's good, and it's something that, again, we have talked a lot about and kind of in circles, so I think it's time for action. So, we look forward to your committee's report, Mr. Bashir.
And one more thing, and I'm also concerned about our own teachers crossing in the parking lot in the morning. Hey, see people come through here, teachers are crossing with their kids. Their kids are in a car with them. These cars just flying right through. You know, we just can't have it. You know, Mr. Wellington knows, Mr. Yakubet knows, all the teachers know, they know. And they wanna get out of here, when it's time to go home at 2:30, they wanna go home. They don't wanna sit in an hour of traffic. Neither do the cooks, neither do the security, neither does the aides. It's gotta stop. I'm not done.
With that meeting, we need to invite the township supervisors.
Yeah.
Great
Because-
point.
As soon as those gates are.
A lot of the reasons why we're here on campus and we're wrapped around the building is from the complaints of the community that the roads are constantly blocked. Okay, all the parents are blocked, and all the township roads, and people can't get out, they're parking in their grass. So that's how this all evolved with these people, wrapping around here, to try to get all the parents off of the township roads, where they're not damaging their property, or they're not impeding them coming and going. So, keeping them off the property will cause another issue with the township, so we gotta talk to everybody about it.
But you got a parking lot up there that's available after 2:30. Make them park in the parking lots and have them walk across and get their kids. I mean, sorry for the inconvenience, but the district does have public transportation.
Every student is assigned a seat on the bus and all this.
Thank
But
you.
the walking students have to walk through the gate, the driving students have to walk through the gate. So stopping them at the gate is not a big thing, we did it in 1995. Wasn't easy, they got to learn, that's not coming in. I don't know, it's something we'll discuss.
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Yeah, appreciate it. Okay, so we have in your packet here the board minutes for January 23rd, so for your review, and we'll move on that at the regular meeting, general meeting. And moving on, board treasurer, Ms. Plumey, anything to add there?
No.
So again, we will review all of your report on Thursday. Mr. Dorsey?
Under the administrative reports, I want to go touch on a couple things. One thing I want to touch on, was, Mr. Clemmer, put in his report that there was 15 bullying forms turned into guidance and investigated. An increase of 5 from the previous month, which means in 2-month period, there would have been 25 forms turned in. What's the result of these? It's nice to know they're being turned in, but what's happening? What's the result?
Some of them are unfounded, a lot of them are resulting in, depending on what level it is, be lunch detention or dismissal suspension.
Yeah, because I mean, I've brought up about bullying a lot of times in the past and everything, and, you know, maybe some of these are duplicates or whatever, but 15's a lot, you know, in my mind, 15's a lot, and that's just in one building. So if that's in one building, Mrs. Gibble brought up things in the elementary building, maybe we need to start looking at that again, if we're having this many problems. And it's a good thing that we are getting the kids to actually turn in the forms. Because for a while there it was, they weren't turning them in, they were worried about it, so at least we got them to turn the forms in at this point. So but we need to be following through and making sure, I don't know, we're always talking about statistics and everything, maybe we need to start charting the statistics of these bullying forms, exactly what type of bullying it is, charting the results of it and the disciplines that's handed out. That may be something we want to start looking at, because we're always talking about numbers. That's an important number. Second thing I wanted to bring up was cafeteria. There was a report in here, in the cafeteria report, about a huge loss of students, money that's being lost on the remote days. You know, that's something that's probably going to eventually need to discuss there. But with this loss of students, it's charted from August of 21 all the way up to now, February of 25, and we've lost a lot of students. I know about 6 months ago, I had asked for another report on why students were leaving and what the results were in those instances, because I know we've lost a lot. If you see the numbers to California Charter, kids are going there. We have some of the kids in our own cyber school, but what's the result? Why are these kids leaving? Because that's a lot if you're looking at this, because we had almost 1,600 students on here, and now, wow, we're down to what? A little under 1,400 here.
Mr. Dorsey, on that same line though, and Ms. Keeler, when we do not get reimbursed for kids that are in cyber, right? So that's
correct, we only get reimbursed for students
That
who
physically go.
are physically there and take the reps.
Yeah. So your 90 loss that you're showing, that's 90 kids that physically don't go to school.
Correct.
But it could be they went to cyber charter, they went to Cal charter.
Yes.
Okay.
I don't get it.
'Cause I'm showing-
I just get a daily, email of the software update, because the software from the student information system, which is Alma, uploads into the cafeteria software, and I get an automated email, and that's how I kind of try to, keep my finger on the pulse.
Yeah, I understand. And to be on that, this is a crappy, that's just another reason why the cyber charters are not good for us. I mean, I don't know what else to say. There's a bazillion other reasons, but then this is another point to the matter that these cyber charters, because they don't pay, like, they don't get any money for food for this, because the kid doesn't go to school, so we should still get some of that credit for it. It's ridiculous. Sorry, I'm on the charter thing, I've been on the charter thing for 10 years, but that, it's horrible, and I think personally, from a board perspective, we need to start hitting up our legislators for that. I need our local lawmakers about this and get this fixed. Because it's ridiculous. I'm sorry, Mr. Dorsey, I yield back to you. I have no questions about cafeteria.
No, go ahead. I just wanted to bring up, because I mean.
So that's another one, like, so the remote learning days. So we lost $42,000 on remote learning days because you can't push anybody through the chow line. Another thing, well, again, I ranted last month about remote learning days, so I'll go past that. But maybe that's another area that we need to talk to the legislature about. If you're authorizing us to do remote learning days, how about authorizing us to get our money back for our thing? I mean,
I think it will come to that.
yeah.
It will happen.
And in a minimum, in some way, I mean, even still, like, if that even comes up where kids can come and get something on that remote learning day, that would be decent. Because I know there are kids, like the things that you got, the pantry thing that happens on the weekends is phenomenal. Maybe that's something we need to kind of take a look at for that. But it's just, the point being is like these remote learning days, my opinion, and I know I am in a significant minority here, to include in my own house, we have got to be very cautious on these remote learning days. Like, they've got to be to a point where it's the last best effort, specifically the last minute ones. If we can program and we know a remote learning day is coming up for whatever reason, and we can send those home and you can count on them and teachers and everybody's ready, I got no issue with that. But the last minute remote learning day, we lose a lot of money on it. I don't have a solution on what other to do. I'm just saying we lose a lot of money. That's all I think. Sorry.
Okay. Any other comments?
Yeah, I have one. I think it would be a response to Mr. Barrett's report. I just wanted to mention, I realize that these are board reports, but I am also the girls' basketball coach. And I did want to mention that our bus driver is phenomenal. He's phenomenal. So kudos to Malacker, and I am gonna send a note to Laura and Jack, and I'll probably copy Kelly and Jim and you on it. But I just wanted to point out that there's a lot of positive out there too. This kid is absolutely phenomenal. This is his second year, and he took us to every game. He's courteous, he's polite, he gets us there safely, he does everything you're supposed to do, and I wanted to call that out. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say his name, but,
That's good.
yes, he was very, very good. I'll copy you on it too,
I got some more questions, but I'll wait till we get that on the agenda.
Yeah.
On the yonder.
Okay. Mr. Dorsey, back to your education committee report.
Okay, under education. First thing, we have an item to discuss approving the school calendar. We have that in our packet, and the days listed, and list our days off and things like that, and the remote learning days built into it. Item B.
Sorry, question on that one. Just curious, why the 19th of December, before the long break, that we go the entire day, we'll do a 2-hour early dismissal?
It's not in there.
It's not.
It's not in the contract?
Yeah.
But prior to, when Phil Sadidi was superintendent, he gave us 2-hour early dismissals before every holiday. And then when Dr. Harfire came, he took it, he stopped them.
So it's not in the contract?
Yeah, we have 2 that's in the contract, and that's for the, when we have the parent-teacher night,
Okay.
we
Yeah, you
work
get
those
comp
extra
time.
hours, and then
Yeah.
we get those
Okay.
2 hours. But like I said, when
Got it.
Phil Savini and when Gala Besky were here, it was usually before the Christmas break, Easter break. Well, Thanksgiving's in our contract, and Memorial Day's in our contract.
I personally would like to see it come out. I know that, I think if there was a 2-hour delay, we might, or a 2-hour early dismissal, we might get a little bit better attendance. day that we're gonna lose a bunch of kids not even gonna come to school because they're not getting out 2 hours early. That's my point, no disrespect, but they're just not gonna come. I would be very curious, I kind of think it happened this year as well, like there was a Friday, and then the vacation started on Monday. I'd be very kind of curious to see what our numbers were like that Friday in December. Or no, not delay, but early dismissal. Yeah, I'm not counting a 2 hour early dismissal on that Friday.
Well, there was a disagreement with the previous administration at the union president over Christmas last year, which led to the
I wouldn't
calendar.
I personally would like to see it, but that's just my, I'm one.
Mr. Dorsey, back to you. Yeah, item B, we have a letter in there of agreement between the Meadows Psychiatric Center and Broadway School District for 25-26, 26-27, 27-28 school years. Nothing there. Item C, discussing hosting a summer musical.
So, may I just, so Mrs. Rolfe had reached out with some dates for the summer musical, July 24th, 25th, and 26th. Meeting as an administrative team, we talked about what the summer was going to look like with regard to ESY, summer school, the projects that we have with regard to maintenance, custodial staff. The summer months are, the traffic is so heightened here on campus. So it's hard for a lot of those projects that Jerry and his crew are working on to get done effectively and efficiently. So what we would like to do is take a look at the block of time that we have for summer school and ESY, overlap that block of time, and then I would like to put the summer musical within that time realm, so that all action is happening during those 5 weeks.
So when you say host a summer musical, we're talking about our kids, like we're not hosting it on behalf of somebody else, these will be our kids performing.
These would be our kids. And then, they would be practicing here, but even with practices, as we talked about, some of these practices, could they even happen at Rose Garden Center for the Arts? Like, could some of those practices happen there if we were in a situation where, Jerry and his crew needed to handle that auditorium for whatever reason or what have you? We did just, last month exonerate taxes for them, and they're there and they're available, and could the kids go there if they need to practice, if need be? Or could we, and I did email Mrs. Rolfe today to have her take a look at those dates, see what could or couldn't work for her. If it can work, I would like to keep it within that 5-week time frame.
So is that what they're looking for, like a 5 weeks of doing this?
No, our summer school and ESY would go over a 5-week span. ESY is like 19 days. So they are going to perform on the 24th, 25th, and 26th of July is what she was asking. If I could keep her practicing and then the performance within that 5-week span, it's really not going to affect campus as much. Jerry could move, and our gym is going to be shut down in June. So we'll have that traffic possibly at the elementary if they want to utilize that elementary gym. It's just going to get really sticky here this summer.
Yeah, that's on top of it. That's a good thought.
What is it?
The party.
Yes. Oh, there's a lot going on this summer. He has a lot of projects, so.
Is it to a point that there's too much going on?
Yes.
To even do this?
That's
I like to keep that more.
Jerry.
So it's like a balance.
Conversation.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't, I'm not trying to stop anything from happening.
Right.
Like you said, I just try to stop it from happening. We just gotta try to balance it somehow, and there gotta be some kind of respectable.
I think if it happens in that time frame, I think if we knew when practice hours were and they were done practicing by say 3 o'clock, if it was all, just kind of respectfully organized with these other programs.
there's other programs around, like, so we just signed up today for one you basically go like a 2-week thing, where they do a theater camp for 2 weeks, and at the end of the camp, they do a show. My daughter's in 2 of those this summer already, so those are, and that's kind of like the balance, because as a theater kid, or a dad of a theater kid, I think this is great, I want to do it, but then also as buildings and grounds, we got to kind of locking the place up for 5 weeks is tough. If we could do something we could do for 2 weeks, we might be able to live with that, right there. Yeah, 2 weeks, I think would be a lot, if there's some kind of, and then you do one, and that's what basically the camps my daughter's doing. So you do 2 weeks, and then it's like one show that they do on Saturday. She's doing Main Street, Uniontown, and then she's doing one downtown. She won't even, she can't.
You might wanna check.
BASD musical group funds.
Right, so it's, I think the State Theater gives them a grant to do this. Double check with Mrs. Roll, but I'm almost positive it has something to do with the State Theater. If that helps.
Director Gannon, Director Ross,
Yes.
are we still in the process of eliminating the tennis courts for that space?
I think we're getting there. I think that we need to see the proposals. My original plan, what I would have liked to see, is just, I want to see how much that's gonna cost to refurbish, and then kind of compare that to a relocate.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
he's coming to do that, but the first thing I was able to do is get what I have.
Yeah.
And I know that's gonna be, if that's a struggle with our budget, what's on your,
Yeah, G1.
what's on tonight, then you can expect that to probably be double with that. What we need to do.
Would that include deleting the tennis courts and paving that area?
Now, you wanna eliminate the tennis.
That's what I mean, we're eliminating, but
You eliminate it, then possibly you can do it in location.
will we pave that area or gravel?
To make it, especially coming into the school, you don't just wanna pay, that's the first thing you wanna see. If you don't have that pay coming directly on the school ground, it will look like.
Item D, discuss approving a quote from Wilson Language Training Corporation in the amount of, oh my goodness, $2,900 for sixth grade ELA teacher kits and professional development paid with title funds.
This is the tail end, so those fifth grade students who are using just words this year will not get to finish the program if it doesn't carry with them to sixth grade. So once they get this in sixth grade, moving forward, it will stop at the elementary level. Like next year's fifth graders, they won't need to do that in middle school. This is just finalizing their exposure.
Mr. Dorsey, I need to interrupt. I have to step out for an emergency, so Mr. Clark's gonna take over. Thank you.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
Item E, discuss approving amended high school and middle school student handbook. And we have a couple items posted in our packets that would be those updates. Item F, discuss updates for yonder bags.
So there's not going to be a motion for, the Thursday meeting, but just to update on where we are with the yonder bags. Brian put these up here for everyone to take a look at. They are being labeled, so they're not ready yet to, be issued to students. They are being labeled with numbers. So the rollout process will be similar to that of the Chromebooks. Each student will be issued a yonder pouch. There will be a number attached to that student's name with the pouch. The pouches will go home with them. They will come back to school with them. They will keep these on their person unless they choose to put them in their locker. But they'll have their phones with them. Their AirPods, any devices will go in here. They won't have AirPods on them, Apple Watches. All of that will go in here and it will be sealed up, and then we have magnets. This is not ready yet to be rolled out, so that's why I haven't sent any information out from the district level. I have it ready to go. Building principals from there will meet with their teachers, they will meet with students, they will push information out at their level. I have a fact sheet for parents. I have a webinar that will be set up for parents to have some of those hot questions answered that, I as a mother would also have. So that's kind of where we are within the next.
Dr. Martin, do you have any local schools around here?
Menneson.
Menneson?
Yeah, and, Fraser is they're going to implement this yonder bag. I know that Colby actually just received a phone call from the, business manager there at Fraser. I truly look to see all of the districts go this route. That's the way the districts are trending. So,
And when you sent, who all went to Menneson to observe how it went?
Stout went, Mr. Clemmer, and,
All good?
Mr. Hamilton.
Could she speak?
I heard
on that?
Hamilton, I remember.
Yeah.
Would you speak on that, Mrs. Stout?
So when we went to Menneson, obviously the demographics are similar to ours. Not one student, and Mr. Clemmer can attest, not one student gave them a hard time. It was definitely a rollout process. You know, they came in, they don't have metal detectors there, they just wand their kids and search their bags. So everyone came in, when they came into the building, they already had their pouch open, and they put their phone, their smartwatch, and their AirPods in the pouch as they came in the building. So everything was turned off at that time. Their rule there is in Wash High is that the phone has to be turned off, inside that pouch. So the phones were turned off, not one student was combative. You know, he said, the failure rate, you know, has changed. It has, you know, kids are not failing classes anymore. There's more students engaging with each other. In the cafeteria, they need to engage. They're not sitting in front of their phone, you know, watching a movie during lunch. So he said it's been tremendous at Menneson.
Nice. I don't know if you guys saw on the news today, LA County, largest county in the world, in the country, banning cell phones today. I don't know if they're doing this, but they're doing the same kind of thing, almost every, in Virginia, or my offices, same thing.
Yeah.
They're banned. It's just the way.
Islands did, AG did,
The one question I had is, so what if the kids are taking the pouches home every night and they forget to bring it the next day? It's real simple, security takes their phone as they come through. At our school, we go through a metal detector and, x-ray machine. Hey, I don't have my pouch, that's fine, leave your phone here. So they still won't have their phone.
And I'm just asking from our perspective, if you can 100% support us and back us through this, because it's not gonna be easy.
No, it's
gonna be
And
tough.
we need your support.
Yep.
100%.
It's the only way we can ban
Right.
cell phones.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, agree. And that's what, so that's the policy, I like the policy that we're gonna approve on Friday is, I just read through that, that's what this, I would like to see step level 4 would be expulsion, that's just me.
But then I feel like the same rule should follow for teachers too, in the classroom with no cell phones. I'm just saying.
Makes sense. Item G, discuss building level monthly calendars.
Mr. Dorsey, can I say one thing back to the honor pouch
Yes.
very quickly? I apologize. We did talk to Mr. Boyd. We will have a phone again in the office like we did years ago. There'll be a phone in each office so that if a student does need to make a phone call or a parent should call for their child, we can bring them down to use that phone. So just so you guys are aware of that too.
Yeah. And there's and your nurse provided me with a ton of, some really good information as well
Yes.
about some of the concerns about medical devices and all that, and how to implement that, which is excellent, outstanding.
Okay.
Item H, discuss approving a request from James Perry to take the middle school environthon team, 10 students to Beaver Creek Anglers, Farmington, PA, for fly fishing chaperones, Kay Kovach, Hannah Illig, Stephen Boone, Ms. Kovach, and Ms. Illig will be having the students do water tests on the streams at that time. My biggest question on this is, we're gonna be paying for subs and everything, couldn't we have set this up on a Saturday?
Saturday will be a little bit hard. I mean, it's completely up to you guys. They afford us to go up there usually during the week because they don't get as many, I'm a member there, so they don't get as many members that come up Monday through Friday. I could talk to them perhaps about a Saturday. I don't know if it'll fly though, because that's usually their bigger times with people that work during the week. It's about a $2,000 value. It's $125 a day, $125 a person for a day pass. And their board of directors, their one board of directors, like, we went last year. We took a group of middle school kids there fishing. They loved it.
I bet they would, yeah.
Yeah, so it is really nice. I could speak to them. I don't know if a Saturday would work for them, to be honest with you, like usually they said as long as it was Monday through Friday.
If you
Yeah,
would
being
like-
in the spring, it might be hard to do that.
Yeah, spring's gonna be hard, especially if we're planning, I don't have a set date, I was waiting for it to get approved. Then what they do is they put it on their calendar so that the members know there's something going on there that day. We have Wounded Warrior come up, Trial Unlimited, we have like a kids' day and whatnot, so that was the only reason why I don't have a set date. I wanted to wait till permission was granted. It only costs to the district other than subs, just one van. So we take usually the school transit van like we did last year, then one Malacker van. Lunch and everything I'll take care of. So all the equipment is handled. There's nothing the kids have to bring.
Mr. Dorsey, on the good news, since we can't get subs, that probably would take one sub to cover all those classes, because we don't get enough subs as it is now.
I am opposed to the situation. I think 4 people for 10 students, 2 teachers out of the classroom. The way things are going, Dr. Morgan, you and I talked about that, it's gonna take 2 vans. It's only a 10-passenger van. I'm not opposed to what's happening, I'm opposed to 4 people. 2, I think 2 could do it. Mr.
Could
Boone,
you and Mr.
Boone
Boone?
I would like the Envirothon people to go, I mean, mainly, because that's the purpose of going, because they want to take like a school group. Last year was the WIN program. So I spoke with Ms. Kovacs about if she had a group of kids, I was thinking about the PJS kids that had just went, and she recommended her Envirothon group, which was 10 middle school kids. So,
You're maxed out at 10?
they really, considering it's free on their end, they kinda like, because there's gonna be, you're on a stream, and it's not dangerous by any sense of the matter, but you might have one group in one hole, one group in another, that you have a certain amount of people watching, just with the kids.
If this board is going to approve this, I would respectfully ask that all 4 people give us a report back. Not one report signed by 4. Each one of these people say what happened, what they did, if we're going to approve it. As 4, I want support, 2, I would, 4, I won't. This is my opinion, but if we are gonna let 4 go, then I'd like to see the board get 4 reports. We never get reports, all you get when they go somewhere, it's administration too, what they're eating, what they're drinking. I never see any pictures of them sitting around the computer or anybody, like we're doing. It's always, we tell them not to put it on Facebook, do we not, Mr. Dorsey?
All the time.
And it's always on there, and then who they go after, the board members? Look at your people eating lobster and, down at this hotel, riding this roller coaster. The hell, you're supposed to be there for an educational thing. At least patronize me, at least show me something. You're looking at a piece of paper. Well, whatever, but that's my summation on,
But it is, it's been a long time since we got reports.
we don't get reports. We send people to California and
But one time, I think we had them come to the meeting and present it to us at the meeting, and then we said, okay, just write it, and we'll put it into our report, into our board packet. That we don't get that.
Under your new damage control.
I'm a yes on this, and I think, one, we got some momentum going with PJS and some of the science stuff that's going on in our district. I would much rather spend money on this than sending administrators to Hershey and to Pittsburgh and all the rest of the stuff. I think we should be spending our money on our kids and our teachers, and less on our administrators.
I agree, but I'd like to see some reports.
I agree with that, I have a problem with that.
I'm a yes on this too, because
Yeah, I'd like to see the kids, like, if a kid
think
wants to come in and
kids
tell us about it, I would love to.
value the environment, and teach them about the importance of not throwing garbage out.
More stuff for kids and teachers is where I'm at.
It's just something that I've been not, under the previous watch, all you saw was food pictures.
Yeah.
Margaritas. I wanna see what you're doing. Not that I have a degree in it, but I'd like to see it. Taxpayers would like to know what you're doing.
I agree, because if we're spending taxpayers' money for them to go learn something, okay, tell us what you learned, bring that information back to the district.
Yes, that's my point on the whole thing. It's not personnel, it's not about who's doing it, it's about bring the reports back to these 9 board members or administration to see. You write your own report, what happened, what you did all day. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
I like that, I would love, and I can't make these kids do it, but if every kid wanted to come and say how, what a great time they did, or a horrible time they did, I would love to hear that. Can't make them, obviously.
It was like the thank you.
Well, there's one.
Mrs. Palo's class. I mean, that wasn't a lot, but it's never got anything like that. Handwritten notes that your class wrote. Okay.
You good, Mr. Dorsey?
Yes.
All right, thank you.
That's it.
Personnel committee, Mr. Gates.
Discuss adding the following names to the professional substitute list, Evan Drucy and James Springer. They do, everyone on here has their clearances, right? Dr. Martin?
Yes.
Okay, the check is, you have to have your clearances to be with our children. Okay, discuss adding the following names to the support staff, Amanda Johnson, Tracy Porter, Timothy Van Dibner, and Andrea Bernard. C, discuss hiring Tracy Porter as a part-time para-educator for the BASD in accordance with the SEIU contract effective February 24th, 2025. D, discuss hiring Andrea Bernard as a part-time para-educator for the BASD in accordance with the SEIU contract effective March 3rd, 2025. And E, discuss hiring Amanda Johnson as a part-time para-educator for the BASD in accordance with the SEIU contract, also effective March 3rd, 2025. F, discuss the level.
Real quick question, so
Yeah.
for B, there's two names on B that we're also hiring full-time,
No,
right, part-time?
part-time.
Oh, we're hiring, okay, I got you, okay. now-
Those are
Yeah,
sales.
now I
The
get
other
it.
ones are- the
Yeah,
other
so if it was a,
part-time.
what's a part-time, what's that mean? Like,
4 hours?
so they could sub the other 4.5 hours? if they-
No.
No?
They can work up to 6.25 hours.
So they can't, I'm really confused now. So why,
If you go over 6.5 hours, then you have to pay benefits. So
Right.
that's why you keep it at half.
I got that part, tracking, so then why, what's the benefit of having them on the sub list then, I guess is my question.
Well, because they're not hired yet. They're on a sub list.
How do you can have it?
Now they need, because you're short aides. So they're on a substitute list. So they have to fill these positions, and these are the only candidates, so they're filling them. Got it?
Thank you. Sorry.
Thank you.
No, you're all right, you're all
I
right.
appreciate it.
Settle down.
All right, F, discuss accepting a letter of resignation from Brian Boyd as high school e-sport sponsor effective February 21st, 2025.
But Jody, it's still 4
Is
hours.
there somebody gonna replace it? or-
I thought so. Because you know, I'm never wrong.
Is there gonna be a replacement?
We have one person who did put in for it, but we're waiting on clearances from her.
Okay. All right, G, discuss approving the request from Michaela Strickler, paraprofessional, for a 5-day unpaid leave of absence. Any questions on that? Patty? No.
I would be remiss, last meeting I forgot this. I just wanted to thank Mrs. Stout for the tremendous work that the high school has changed under damage control. I hear it, I see it. I mean, nothing's perfect, but I want to commend you for your stand on things you're able to do in your own building. That's all I have.
Yes, Ms. Dodd, thank you.
I echo that 1,000%.
I just had a question under there for, are we still interviewing for staffing needs? I see we updated 211 on 25, board report.
Mr. Wellington.
Yeah, so we have special education teachers, we still need that middle school position. And then the last couple weeks, we had a few applicants, we're gonna be setting up first round interviews for those. And then we're continuously interviewing for support staff. Me and Ms. Taylor have been consistently interviewing. We kind of revamped our process a little bit, so in order for them to come in for an interview, we're doing a pre-screening, just a couple questions to make sure, like, you know, we're not bringing somebody in that's completely wasting our time. And then there's at least 3 administrators
finance, we're in February, next month is March. We are working on development of our budget, because we don't have that long until we have to, approve tentative budget. And I've heard zero so far.
So I just finished our proposed revenues. I can kind of give a rundown real quick. It's looking like, right now, we'll be at 36.1 million. So with Governor Shapiro, he gave his proposed budget. There was only a $92,000 increase in basic ed, $71,000 increase in special ed. Now the plan is that they're gonna give us more money in our Ready to Learn grant. Right now it's about a $1.1 million increase. The issue there is you can only use that for certain things, what they tell you to use it for. So if it was all basic ed, that would probably help us a lot more than the Ready to Learn. So we might have to go, when they do finalize that, we may have to try to figure out how can we work certain expenditures into the Ready to Learn grant. So that's where we are revenue wise.
What were we left, compared to what we got last year? Like, rough.
I think we were at 34.9.
I think it's 34, yeah.
Yeah, somewhere around there.
So 2 million more, is that roughly? So
But
the other thing that we gotta kind of take into account, maybe take a look at from last year, like the governor's budget and then what we actually got, because they did not, because it's a Republican administration, a Republican Senate, which is gonna cause, maybe some problems.
One good thing is, like, the first half of the year, charter spending was extremely high. It hurt the district. It sounds like they are trying to pass legislation to make any cyber charter an $8,000 flat fee.
Yep.
So hopefully that goes through, because we are not getting any money for charters. I think we only got like $175,000 subsidies this year. So that should help us. In January 1st, new special ed pricing went into effect. We went from $36,000 per student to $24,500 ballpark, so we saved some money there. So
We're about 12 grand on charter, right? Right now.
12,000.
12,000.
11 something.
Yeah.
For regular ed.
That $8,000 that the state that passed that would be significant. I mean, if you want to do five, but for now, we can take 8. Shouldn't be anything. The state should pay that. That's just it.
And so the next process, I'm gonna start working on the expenditure side. I plan to have a budget meeting hopefully in the next couple of weeks.
Thank you. Policy committee, I don't think I'm here, but, they discussed the updates of the following finance policy. You want to explain that?
Yeah.
Explain that as well.
All that is updating the, numbers for competitive bid quotes. The state rolled that out early January, so the bid threshold went from $20,100 to $23,800, and quotes went from $10,900 to $12,900. So that's just updating the policy.
All right, thank you. Building and grounds, Mr. Van.
Yeah, so normally I like to do a lot of talking in this area, but I did not link up with my partner in crime prior to this meeting about this. I apologize. I actually took a vacation this weekend, so Jerry, if you would, please, and I can talk, we will talk item B, but if you could talk item A, I'd appreciate it.
I don't have the right in front of me, but I'm pretty sure the red highlighted area is what we wanted to discuss first. That was the bus lanes, the roads coming from the D. And I think it was around, what is it, around $132,000?
135, I believe, or 140.
$135,000. Now, that's an estimate. What I'm gonna ask you to do for Thursday is just to give us approval to bid it out.
Okay.
Because it has to be out for a public bid.
Yeah.
The sooner we get out for a public bid, get it in, then we can approve the public bid. But the thing is, it's gonna be around $135,000. If you don't feel that we have that, and you don't wanna do it, I don't really wanna put it out to bid and waste all that time to do it and all that money and effort. So, and then if you look at the rest of it, all around the other side, me and Colby talked about splitting that into, instead instead of 2 years to 3 years. But the rest of that's around another $250,000.
Okay.
So about $125,000 over the next 2 years after that, you have everything that's existing here paid.
Yeah, okay, so the red area is what we're gonna.
The red area is what that's the bus lane and that's the front of the school.
Yeah, that's basically the whole, from the intersection in front of both of the high school and middle school, all the way left and right.
Question, Mr. Gannon. I may know the answer to this, but it may have changed. The solicitor's not here. Whenever a big construction company comes in here to do like paving, or do they have to have clearances? Does your company provide?
Anybody that we ever brought onto our property since I've been here, they all have to have it.
Right, because that's somewhere where our students will be around in the mix with those people, not that.
That'd be no different than working on.
So it's something standard that we do.
It's something standard, it's always been a big process. They have to have a,
Well, that's in the bid process.
it's in a good process that they have to have it.
Thank you.
Okay, so the sponsorship, so,
One other thing on
oh,
it,
go ahead.
when you wanted to look at removing those tennis courts and what price on all that. Now, if you remove them in 1 year, I don't think you're gonna be able to replace them all in the same year, that's a lot. So you have to give me some direction on
So I'll give you mine, and if anybody wants to change it, that's fine, but what I was kind of looking for was that, one, let's get a price to, what is the price to fix it? Fix both of the courts as they are right now.
Okay.
And then the second one was to get a price to remove it. And if they're close to each other, if moving them is not crazy, then we might wanna go that way, just to open that up.
Well, when you're saying remove them,
Move them, not remove,
No.
move them.
what are we gonna do with the existing tennis courts?
That would become additional parking. Or would you said something about a road or an additional?
Oh, we thought about looking, I thought about going out there and taking a look at it, put a lot of eyes on it and see what's the best way to do it. Whether it's putting another road in there, whether it's an access road that you can like swing around and alleviate some of the traffic that's on campus and into the community, or whether it's to put a parking lot, whether you wanted to park all the elementary teachers there or someone else. Or anyone. We have to sit there and brainstorm what you want to do.
I think I mean, from my, I like the idea of having a tennis court and a basketball court. I think we need them. I don't wanna lose them either.
That's why I said, to move,
Yeah, we would, that's why I'm saying, we would move them. We would move them to another location, but we would still need a basketball and a tennis court.
You talk about moving the basketball court also?
Yeah.
Just leave it there.
Both of them.
Both of them.
We're gonna move them, we recommend moving both.
But you won't replace them just for the time being, no?
We don't know. I think that's kind of so a lot of this is like to move them to someplace else. How much is that gonna cost?
how much is it going to be?
So, okay, Jared, we should probably have a meeting about this, to be honest with you.
Well, I got what you're asking.
Yeah, but then, once we have those facts through the mission analysis of this, when we start to develop our courses of action, we probably should do that as a group. And then we can kind of come up with which is the best courses of action. Fair enough? That's the military decision-making process I just talked through there.
While you're on the hot seat, Jerry, what's the tabulation on the resource card? The details?
Yeah, they came out and measured it. I know that the company came out and measured it, they're probably, Mr. Hamilton has been taking care of that. We just wait for them to call him to deliver the card to the town for him
We
to.
take it to them.
It's going to them. They're gonna take it.
That's a decal, right?
Yes.
Is it
It's
decal?
red and black, red and white now.
After it's done?
You know what, Tyler's gonna have it, so why not?
Yeah, that's what I mean, we can get that done.
So you can talk to him.
Yeah.
Just
Okay, so the sponsorship letter, Dr. Martin jumped ahead, got me squared away, got the letter to us, we made a little correction. Ms. Albucci was kind enough to kind of give us a little layout for some possible sponsors for that, so we will send those first twos out. If we need to, if we are not successful today, I need to get information. Okay, so I need to get those and get the logos so that we can get to Rachel and she'll make another. When we're sending out the letter, we're also sending a little, this is what it would, this, if you say yes to this, this is what it could look like, depending on your approval. So yeah,
The
we
company,
get this.
the company keeps asking me if we have any information on this yet, because this is going to happen in June.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're going to be looking for a while.
What's their lead time for the logo?
I'll call and ask you, I'll give that to you.
We're approved, like, fixing the floors, obviously, that, we're on track for that.
That's starting June the ninth.
Perfect.
That's starting June the ninth, is probably what it takes, maybe if you go to the Fourth of July weekend, and after that, you should be in there.
Yeah, we probably need to have sponsorship locked up by the 1st of May.
I'm gonna ask, I'll ask him, I'll call him this week, and I'll let you know Thursday, the date, we need to have that sponsorship locked down.
There's another, it was mentioned to me for some other people too, maybe some even some sponsorship. If we are successful for the two logos on the court, and we got more, we may want to sell sponsorship on the baseline.
I don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, we gonna say no to anybody who wants to give some money.
Well, I'll tell you what too, Terry and I, Terry, and some of the things we have to remember, the chairs have.
Oh, yeah, did you mention that also?
I see that even more than the logo one.
Yeah, Terry, about that.
What's that? Chairs?
Yeah. He's putting it on the actual floor.
The chairs that you see on.
It would be the chairs that would be like, you know, what we use for.
Like the chairs like we have now, except for the Falcon, they would have the Falcon on the seat, and maybe a logo on the back.
Yeah, you can look into that, actually.
And that would be,
I mean, and at some point, of course, it would be your, you know.
and you're talking about maybe 24 chairs.
Yeah.
Sponsor everything, sponsor cafeteria.
Yeah, you can, if you want to sponsor anything you want to do, like I said, remember, we have to look out of the box when it comes to the door.
Yeah, because I mean, we're gonna start at a number, yeah, I mean, that's what we want to get. We're not go to a number that might be actually what we'll get. So we might need a lot of that smaller number to get there, you know?
But anything's better than nothing.
Yeah. And that's why I'm thinking if a chair, then that would be more,
You're talking about maybe 24 chairs.
break that
One
down.
person would do the whole thing. Those are nice.
Where did you see it?
We've been traveling so
Here's
much
one of our
on here.
radios, I'm trying to. we'll
I
get
want
it.
your seat
I'll see
out.
That's what we're going to see.
I'm just,
It was one of the bigger school districts.
and it's while we're on buildings and grounds, we still got it. 'Tis the season, and expect your phones to start ringing, because we've got every sport in the world going on right now. And we have one gym. And every sport in this school is fighting for that gym in this weather right now, so we have got to consider, we gotta start thinking about an auxiliary gym. It's just, we need it. And I get, listen, the elementary school is possibly an option, but it's, at 2:30, they're still in class. So, we can't send people down there at 2:30. So, we gotta start thinking about it.
Been talking about that.
Yeah, we gotta.
Yeah, because what are we gonna do with the building down the street? We have to figure that out.
Yeah, Redstone, yeah.
Yeah, we have to figure that out. That building. Can't do nothing.
It's non-fixable.
Maybe we need to have a committee meeting for that.
Yeah.
When you have.
Yeah,
You good, Mr. Gann?
I am good. Oh, I'm done.
You done? You know, we can go forward. All right, that's on me, safety committee. Discuss approving Holly Hamilton and Dr. Martin to attend North Alabama School Police Department full day train. The trainer workshop on May 20th, 2025, at the cost of $600. And advance introduction to the standard response protocol and standard reunification method on Tuesday, May 20th, 2025, at 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Carson Middle School Auditorium in Pittsburgh, paid from the general fund. Any questions on that?
Election day.
Not me. May 20th?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm
The
sorry.
19th. Okay. All right, we'll move on to athletic committee. I'm not gonna read through all of them. Do you have any questions on the actual coaching?
There was a, oh, no, you have it correct.
Yeah, it's all got the corrections.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, so that's the corrections, just, because that kind of had me a little bit confused, are, Nick Cito and Jesse Braddock are basketball coaches, they were originally listed as assistant coach.
track.
And we looked like we were hiring a bunch of track coaches, that is not the case.
And then on there also, though, I would like to, if there's any questions on K.
Say again?
On, for K, yeah, it's got the retroactive approving, we talked about last month for Professor Burkett and, PSADA, Marcus and Hershey.
Where you stand at?
Hershey.
I'm staying at freaking Springfield.
And, so we're good on athletics?
Yeah.
I just, while we're there, like, so we hired some middle school assistants, well, I think it's fine. I think we need to consider hiring assistant middle school coaches for, I think every sport in this district has gotta have 2 paid coaches.
Can
At
I,
a minimum.
now, there's a question I have on that.
It's not in the contract.
That's what I'm saying,
It's not in-
is that gonna
Guess
be
what, it's
discussed?
contract negotiations.
Is that gonna be discussed in the contract? Are we gonna talk about coach stuff in the,
We have to.
Absolutely. You can discuss anything you want to discuss, Mr.
I'm just
Clark.
asking, so.
That's
I just wanted to get out, we got some that don't want that, some want this, so I'm thinking that we need it.
There's quite a few things I love to discuss, whenever you're.
And I will tell you that I had a conversation with Mr. Barrett today too, during the volleyball game. I think the track coaches need looked at. There are, how many?
Right now, signed up for varsity is about 60, middle school is what? 50 some.
2 paid coaches for that amount of people. I think we might look at it, when it gets to a certain threshold, to have a third one on there.
How many came out?
Right now, I have about 61 signed up for varsity. Doesn't mean I'll get 60. If the number hits 45 to 50, varsity, probably I'd say the high 40s realistically for middle school. And these kids know there's no track. I mean, the sports boomed for years. I mean, it just does, and with success.
Love it.
So,
Love it.
and one issue that becomes why, you know, it's something I think needs looked at, especially at the middle school. You have a head coach and assistant coach, which is contractual. You have a coach at the start line, you usually have a coach at the jumping pit, and a coach at the throwing area. You know, we want to keep, big thing is keeping kids safe and watched, right? And sometimes you don't benefit, but we are fortunate. I get people that want to volunteer their time, they pay for their own, what do you call those things, we all need around here? Clearances, there you go. And, clearances, and then after 2 years of being a coach, you have to spend about $95 on your own money if you're a volunteer to, you know, continue coaching, because you have 2 PIAA courses you have to pay. And those coaches do that. So it becomes a liability. I think it could end up being, especially like if you're a middle school volleyball head coach and someone gets sick, they get type 1 flu for a week. Then you don't have somebody, if you don't have the benefit of having the volunteer, then what do you do for that week?
That's my concern.
You know, that's, you know.
That's what I'm the same way.
You're at an away game and your coach.
You know, unfortunately, you have a coach get kicked out, you know what I mean, of the game, who continues? You know what I mean, if that would happen, if they get a technical, they get
And if a
ejected.
volunteer decides not to come, there's nothing you can do
With,
about it.
adding more coaches, is simply you're gonna be stuck with it. If the numbers go down,
Yeah, that's a good point, but,
I mean, I've been on it 29 years, I've seen the numbers go down to nothing. We got 3 coaches for 4 kids. Having wrestling, that's why wrestling is no longer here.
We put that in the contract, some kind of threshold.
Once you give them money, you
Taxpayers
can't
gotta
take
pay
it
that
away.
bill.
We can put a threshold in the contract for some of these
Well,
sports.
if you put something in the
Yeah, you have
contract,
to.
yes, you might be able to work that with the contract.
Yeah.
But when we had wrestling, we sent it back. Full bus was 1 wrestler and 2 coaches.
Right.
That ended wrestling. But I'm saying, if we don't put in the contract, the numbers go to this, that's it.
Yeah, we got it.
I mean, that's just
fair,
something to
fair.
think about, because it is a cost.
Yeah, that's fair.
I had one, I must sleep, going bills, just something maybe, Dr. Martin, really can explain. This Cassie, what is this, Barnes, this,
work out.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yeah, they send us the money and we give the.
On the back here, we had discussed, recording the board minutes and discussed, committee chairperson.
So, let's start with, recording of the board minutes. I don't-
Meetings, right?
Meetings, apologies. I don't know that that was ever board approved to start live streaming those board meetings.
I don't think we live stream.
They were.
They're posted after the
recorded and
fact,
then
but they're not
posted,
live.
But they were never live. I don't know if it was ever board approved to do that or not, but I want to revisit if we were going to continue down that path. I know that that was instated in a lot of districts because of COVID, and we couldn't join together collectively and hold a meeting, but now that we can be here and, the public can be here for the meetings, where does the
It was
board
voted
stand with, continuing to record and then post those meetings? Some districts are moving away from it, but I didn't know if it was approved, in a board meeting or not.
I think you can go back, I think it's something, this was a big discussion, I think it was approved.
It was.
It was on the agenda.
Yeah. It might have been before you, Dr. Martin, but it
Yeah,
was.
I was here on the board at that time.
I personally would like to see the meetings recorded.
Yeah, I was here at the time.
As a board director, I got nothing to hide. I
Yeah,
want
same.
the taxpayers to see what they are.
I agree.
For transparency's sake, I think it should be put out there for the public to look at.
Yep.
Because yes, it's open to the public, but we have some elderly people, and other people that cannot make it, say they work, they're just getting home from work at meeting time.
I personally have used the recordings for reference material, like, when did that happen? I
Yeah,
would
to
go
go
back and
back,
look at the
yeah.
recordings, just to verify what something had happened. I'm a big fan of recording.
And I,
Continue.
and I think
I
Mr.
mean-
Dorsey, I think it was every board member voted yes.
Yeah.
I think it was unanimous. I think it was unanimous. It was not a big deal.
Dr. Martin,
Yes, sir.
can I ask a question about Title I funds, and maybe Colby can answer it?
Yeah.
So many times over the years, and I might be across my way here, going to conferences, subs to be paid by Title I funds. That's not always the case. And, you know, sometimes we're paying it out of the general fund. And I believe that Title I funds, that's a government money, so use it.
Use it.
Can we get more clarification that if somebody's going to a conference, whether it's administration or teachers, that if we have a sub, who's paying?
Uh-huh.
I think it would be
If we're paying for a conference with Title I funds, then we should be able to pay for the sub for Title I funds,
Correct.
right, is what you're saying?
correct.
Makes sense to me.
There was an incident, and I'm not gonna go into it, so long ago, that some employees went, and only one was covered by Title I, and we paid the other. And that shouldn't happen. Well, if it does, it's okay, but we should know.
Know about that.
Yes,
Right.
that's what I'm getting.
Letter B, discuss committee chairperson. Dr. Mahalik is the policy committee chairperson, and since he's the board president, he was not able to hold, the position. So this was going to be a discussion with Dr. Mahalik here, so that he could maybe have this conversation and see if everybody was comfortable with the committees that, he or she are leading, and then who would possibly be interested in policy committee.
I would be fine with policy if you guys want to.
That's what I'm saying, actually.
I mean, I love research.
Okay.
That was easy. Anything else? You got anything else?
I have one thing, hopefully, this time it goes better than the last time, but, as you're well aware, or many of you well aware, I lost my dad just recently. Both parents in 6 months, and I just wanted to extend, my thanks to all the board members and all the members of the administration and, many members of the communities, teachers that reached out, so it means a lot. I just want to personally thank every one of these board members reached out, and, many admin and many teachers, and so I just wanted to offer my personal thanks.
You know, lots of us. Thank you.
And even our security guards too, so thanks, Brian, again. So I just, didn't do too well getting that off the last time, so I decided this time, so. It's been a lot of loss.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys, it means a lot to me.
Well, Jim, you good?
One more thing, Mr. President. Thursday, some of us got to skedaddle
Yeah.